Right now, people are talking about how Rollo got cooked in a debate with Destiny and Sneako. They're talking about how Fresh and Fit didn't look good either. And I'm willing, and I've got news for you. It's worse than just Rollo and Fresh and Fit. It's the red pill entirely. The red pill, the manosphere is in trouble. And when you find out who's to blame, this is really gonna hurt. But let's talk about what happened. Rollo Tomassi gets on Twitter, tweets something about the what it takes to be a high value man. He winds up getting on Fresh and Fit, where Sneako and Destiny are already at, and they get into debate, and it doesn't look good for him. He falls apart, and it ultimately falls apart because he's asked to define what a high value man is. Now, I thought Kevin Samuels coined the term high value man, and he actually said this is what it takes to be a high value man. He actually had the definition. But what I think people would tend not to want to do is just take copy and paste somebody else's definition, so they got to make their own definition. But if you're going to make your own definition of a popular term or a term that you want to take on for yourself, then make your own definition. Don't just say, oh, it's whatever you want it to be, because then we're not being precise. Then how can you even say what the steps are to get to a high value man if you can't even define it? And that's where Rollo found himself. Rollo couldn't even define what a high value man is. And then he says, oh, it shouldn't be taken as advice. The context of the tweet was advice. How to do something. How to do this thing. How to become this thing. That's, yes, I'm telling you, I'm instructing you. This is how you accomplish this thing. But if you don't even know what this thing is, how is that advice going to be taken seriously? It can't be. And so I don't know what happened to, well, I mean, this dude wrote a book. I've never read it. I'm not paying for this book, just like this other dude who wrote a book and keeps telling people, yes, if you want to know what I think, my manifesto, it's in my book. I'm not paying money to listen. I've listened to you for free. I'm not going to actually, because I've listened to you for free, I know better than to waste money to pay to listen to you or to hear your thoughts. The thoughts that you spout when you're speaking for free are more than enough to let me know that I am not about to spend money to hear your thoughts or to read your thoughts. It's just not happening. But this is beyond just Rollo. And Rollo didn't just take that out, because you've heard about the Rollo versus Sneako and Destiny. You're probably not familiar with the Rollo versus Nick Fuentes. And the reason why you're not aware of that is because it took place on Pearl's stream. Just Pearly Things had a stream where she had Nick Fuentes, Rollo Tomassi on, and immediately after it, apparently she took it down. I don't know if she put it up on Rumble. I don't know if she's now put it up behind the paywall, but I've seen clips of it, and Rollo didn't look great there either. But like I said, the problem isn't just Rollo Tomassi. The problem is Rollo. So see, here's the thing. Rollo will speak to a camera and he'll speak to his audience. And if you're just preaching to a choir, how do you know if you're wrong? You see, the question is, if Rollo is sitting there in front of his camera talking to an audience who already agrees with him, how does he know? How will he ever know if he's wrong? Let's take Fresh and Fit. And a lot of people look at Fresh and Fit and say, oh, well, Fresh and Fit gets in front. They have, girls who come on and the girls can disagree with them. And I'm like, really? Because the people that they bring on generally are people that agree with them. So their special guests are people that already agree with them. The girls, some of the girls may disagree with them, but how do they treat those girls? Number one, they get these girls drunk, allegedly. Well, we see them giving alcohol, and these girls may already be inebriated, may already be tipsy, and aren't even subject matter experts. A lot of these girls that they're bringing on haven't even thought about any of these things. So that's like pulling some rando off the street and then asking them questions that they've only surface level thought, oh yes, how does sausage get made? But what happens if girls on Fresh and Fit actually disagree with them? Frank Castle. Because when they have certain things they will do when one of the girls disagrees with them. They will overtalk the girl. They will it's our show. You got to listen to us. You got to respect us. They will just not answer questions. There's no even footing that they're entering into a debate on. They control the microphones. At any moment, they can say, no, you're being rude. you got to get out of here, or you've been rude all night, shut up. They can just start playing with their stream deck and do all kinds of things to maintain the upper hand. Now you may say, well, it's their show, right? But if they're trying to have an open dialogue, if they're really trying to test their ideas against the strongest version of opposing ideas, they're clearly not doing that. They're not getting subject matter experts to debate with that disagree with them, and they're not having an open forum for these ideas to be debated. They're putting on a show. It's like they're getting it's like some big boxer getting 100-pound weakling into the ring and tying one arm behind his back and then saying, look what I can do to him. Like, why don't you get a boxer of your weight class and comparable ability and then put on a sparring session so that we can see what you really look like? But that's not what's happening. And so that's Fresh and Fit. That's Rollo. That's a bunch of these red pill creators. That's why when Bernard Riley and Angry Man had their run-in with Destiny, they also looked ridiculous. They looked absolutely ridiculous because they're used to being in echo chambers. Aha. And that's the difference between somebody who truly believes in the validity and the strength of their ideas versus somebody who's just putting on a show. See, I like to go into hostile territory. I like to go into territory where I'm the the room believes one thing, I know something else, and I'm going to go and listen. They'll do these things where they'll overtalk me. They'll try to distract me. Last time I was on Bernard Riley, they're talking about, oh, this and that. They just try to get sidetracked, but I'll still go in and I'll have fun. And when I say I have fun, I mean I'll catch wreck. I'll prove that I make more sense than they do, even with them having the levers of control. Even with them controlling all of the levers, I will still manage to prove that I'm smarter than them, that my ideas are more valid than theirs. And that's what you do if you believe your ideas. And that's what you do if you think, like, even if you're not sure, if you believe that your ideas are correct, why wouldn't you be willing to at least go into an even debate on neutral ground where these ideas can be meshed and weighed against one another? Why wouldn't you want that? So many red pillars, so many Manosphere content creators don't do that. They're afraid of that. They're afraid of steelmans. They will create straw mans of the other position, of the other people's position, just because it makes good content, just because it makes exciting content. And a bunch of us in these spaces just want to feel good, just want to hear our side, our opinion validated without any pushback. The problem is that does nothing to advance the mission. That does nothing to advance a movement. That does nothing to present ideas to the masses, because that's ultimately the goal. If men are feeling alienated, disaffected, and taken advantage of, taken for granted by society, these are ideas we need to take to the masses. We need to convince the majority of people this is what it is. Sitting around in a circle agreeing with each other accomplishes nothing. If we want some change, then we need to be able to take this to audiences that don't already agree with us and convince them, listen, this is what's correct. But the red pill is looking stupid right now because too many people don't want to do that. Too many people are not serious. Too many people just want to make a quick buck off of men that are hurting. That's a problem. And do you remember what I said about who's to blame? Yeah. Yes, there are people that are opposed to men's issues. But the greatest enemy right now of red pill are the people that call themselves red pill. Your Fresh and Fit, your Rollo Tomassis, and Andrew Tate. And even Andrew Tate trying not to call himself red pill. Stop it. Stop it with all of this bullshit that you've been talking. That, because now you can sit here and say, oh yeah, they're losers. Wait a minute. But you have no problem just getting paid off of these losers. You have no problem aligning yourself with these losers and these content creators, your Fresh and Fits, your pearly things. These are people that you have no problem being around and in the midst of, and now you want to distance yourself from that. When the stuff that's come out of Andrew Tate's mouth is part of the stuff that completely discredits the movement, the actual issues that men are facing. Andrew Tate has said and done just a whole host of things that are so stupid, so fucking toxic, that it's actually doing damage to the red pill, to the manosphere. These people that are wearing this mantle or that are associated with this mantle of red pill of manosphere are not operating in good faith and do not actually care about advancing an issue. They're trying to get theirs. And if they have to just say explosive, extreme, inflammatory stuff to get eyeballs, to get ad revenue, to get super chats, if that's all they need to do, that's what they'll do. They don't give a damn if they actually help regular guys. They don't give a damn if they actually help the losers. And you could say, oh, well, Andrew Tate has a course and everything. Andrew Tate bragged about exploiting lonely men, using his webcam business to exploit lonely men. What makes you think he's not still doing that? Now, instead of exploiting lonely men with his webcam models, he's exploiting lonely men with red pill and manosphere talking points. Because that's what he does. Like, that's what he is. He's Hustlers University. Hustlers apostrophe S. Did you get it? Hustlers with an apostrophe S. Yes, he's the hustler. It's the Hustlers University. But if the manosphere, and by the manosphere, I mean the men out there that comprise the manosphere, not these content creators, not these talking heads. I mean the actual men out there who are trying to make it in this society. If they actually want change, they're going to have to start. If we actually want change, we can't be supporting clowns that don't actually care about getting stuff done. We can't just be sitting there watching 5-6 hour live streams of stupid motherfuckers dunking on dumb drunk bitches. Like that's what does that accomplish? How does your life change if you're watching 6 hour live streams, 5 hour live streams of two idiots embarrassing drunk bitches? What changes for you? You get to laugh at somebody who looks stupid. Meanwhile, nothing has changed in your life. As always, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, like, share, subscribe if you have not subscribed already, and I'll see you next time.